Yeah. Om Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharyamadhyamam Asmadacharyaparyantam Vande Guru Paramparam Akhandam Sachidanandam Avang Manasagocharam Atmanam Akhiladharam Ashraye Bhishta Siddhaye Arthatopi Advayanandan Atita Dvaita Bhanataha Guru Naradya Vedanta Saram Vaksheyata Okay. With that, we are completed the Ashtanga Yoga as a support system for understanding Vedanta. Any questions or clarifications on that, or can we go ahead? It's pretty simple, but something very good to prepare your mind. Yeah. Okay. Now look at it. It is not only Ashtanga Yoga. Any form of discipline, if there is a classical structure to it, like you're talking of disciplining body, mind, etc., all that thing comes into it, it can help prepare your mind for Vedanta. Because what is necessary, if I have to sum it up without going technically into the adhikaritvam, etc., is a mind that can think clearly, feel deeply, act decisively. If your mind can do that, you're well on track, awareful, deliberate in your actions. And all these systems that helps you become more awareful, more deliberate in your actions will get you there. Okay? So that is what you keep in mind for the whole thing. Yoga as a traditional system is a good system. Okay? But there are other things also that you can do. Like Swami Vivekananda once said, I find a lot of spirituality in football. Remember, he is from Calcutta. Football is a big thing in Calcutta. Okay? But it is true. Determination, focus, awareness, will, all that comes in a game, in a good competitive game of football, all that thing will come in. Plus sportsman spirit, win-win thinking, teamwork, the whole thing comes into the picture. In fact, I would say in our education system, some knowledge is gained through the system, information, knowledge. But most of the skills that you need to get on in life is gained on the playing field, on the extracurricular activities that happen, which more and more is being cut down nowadays, Yeah. Even that simple play that kids do teaches them a lot of life. So those are the things that in Vedanta also is important, life's lessons. If you have lived a life, you are fine. Awarefully, deliberately, consciously. That's why in the Mundaka Upanishad it was said, Pariksha Lokan, after having examined life. Examine life doesn't mean that you experience every little thing. One lifetime is not enough for that. Okay. To experience every little thing that life has to offer, one lifetime is not enough. But predominantly, you've seen certain things. You have enough experience to have data for your thinking, for your growth, that much. Now, having said this much, so the Ashtanga Yoga part over, he comes to the obstacles that you will face in meditation, in samadhi practice, and how to get over that. Okay, obstacles to samadhi and how to overcome them. There can be 101 obstacles, including your neighbor, okay? But we are not talking about that. Okay? That's why we do a Shanti Mantra, and all the Upanishads we have a Shanti Mantra. Okay? Where you ask for freedom from disturbances from Adi Daivam, heavenly disturbances, Adi Bhautikam from things around, and Adhyatmakam inside, with respect to your body, etc. That is general prayer you do, so that these disturbances are not there. Here he is focusing on what comes internally. If a mind can meditate, it can meditate anywhere. My mom was a great teacher for meditation for me. You know why? She was hard of hearing and she'll put the TV full blast. Refused to use hearing aid or earphones. So I had to do my reading, my studying, my meditation, everything through that. Racket. Good training. Okay. Though she couldn't meditate for nuts, but because of her, I could do it. Yeah. So if you can meditate anywhere. Environment you carry within you. This is important to understand. People ask me, one of the young kids I knew growing up. Okay. She asked me, Swamiji, you spent so many years in Rishikesh, Himalayas. How do you feel like coming back to this place? I said, it's all inside. Environment is what you carry within you, not what is outside. Outside, yeah, it has got some 20% effect, but 80% is what is inside. So that is why here he is focusing on what is inside. Okay. Okay. Evam asya anginaha nirvikalpasya. Therefore, the angihi, the main thing that is in Ashtanga Yoga, that is samadhi, tasya nirvikalpakasya. For nirvikalpa samadhi, okay, vignaha sambhavati. Chatvaraha vignaha sambhavanti. Fourfold obstacles are there. What are they? Laya, vikshepa, kashaya, rasa swada lakshana. Layam, absorption. Okay, laya. Vikshepa. Okay. Vikshepa, disturbances. Okay. Kashaya, unresolved issues from your subconscious. And rasa swadam, converting the whole thing to an experience. Converting the whole thing to an experience. So all these are the problems that come up. So what is each problem and how to handle it, he comes in. Okay. Laya tavad akhanda vasuni anavalambena chitta vrittehe nidra. Without being able to focus on the advitiya vastu, the mind is slipping off into sleep. This is the first obstacle everyone comes through. Especially in today's world, even more so. Why? Because we are sleep deprived. We are sleep deprived. Every day I get messages on the phone. Switch over to Netflix, Redex. You will get your Netflix, Amazon subscription free for a year. I said, dear, normal TV with 500, 600 channels, you see only through 3. Where am I going to add Netflix and Amazon and God knows what else? Time kidhar hai? Plus other social media stuff. Plus all the messages I get and I have to answer. Some of them fun, some of them serious, some of them ridiculous. I get all of them. Some pleas for help. Where's the time? And all of us, I'm sure, are in the same boat. So what gives? Sleep. Sleep gives. You don't have enough sleep. So if you are sleep deprived, you cannot live a yogic lifestyle. You cannot be contemplating. In the name of being contemplative, you will go to sleep. Like years ago, before the whole ashram came up, anyone who wanted to spend time in Rishikesh with Puja Swamiji, they were all put up in Andhra ashram. There is an ashram on the main road, which had some guest rooms, etc., for which you could take on hire. You could do that. And they would walk. There is a gate at the back opening, and you would walk. It's about 200, 300 yards to walk. So many of them were staying there. So I asked one friend who had come there, so how was the meditation today morning? Swamiji, that Andhra ashram is such a place, there are so many mosquitoes, I was awake half the night. But in meditation I got good sleep. Naturally. Today we don't have many mosquitoes keeping you awake. You have all the other things keeping you awake. Sleep deprived mind. That is why in the Gita 6th chapter, Krishna says that Yukta Swapnava Bodhanam. Enough sleep, enough waking time. Now what is enough? Each body is different. Each body is different. Generally 6 to 8 hours for a healthy life. Generally between 6 and 8 hours is fine. Yeah. Are you getting that? If you are getting that, then if you are feeling sleepy in spite of getting enough sleep at night, it is because the mind is used to only 2 states of activities. One, thinking and awake. The other, not thinking but asleep. Can you see that? When you look at your life, when you are thinking, you are awake. When you are not thinking, you are asleep. So the mind is used only to these 2 states. The mind is not used to being quiet and awake and alert. That's a knack you have to develop. That's a knack you have to develop. How do you develop that? By doing it. How do you learn swimming? I lie on the bed and go. Crawl, free stroke, breaststroke, frog style, all that I will do on the bed. Will I learn swimming? I will sink like a stone when I get into the pool. You learn by doing. You learn by doing. Can you even say, first I learn to float and then I learn to swim? How will you learn to float? Or how do you learn to ride a bicycle? First you learn to balance and then you learn to pedal. It all happens together. It's a knack that you develop. Similarly, you develop this knack by doing what it takes. By practicing it. You will slip, things will happen, but it's okay. Yeah. If you snore, somebody will wake you up, don't worry. Yeah. And you can use some aids. Go dunk your head in water before you meditate. Have a cup of coffee. Or whatever you need, it's okay. It's all right, you can use what is necessary. No problems. Don't say, oh, I am a meditator, so no stimulants like tea, coffee. Which is fine if you don't want to use. I am not making people. I am not trying to convert people into tea drinkers or coffee drinkers. Nor am I against it. Okay. Do what it takes. I want your mind alert. If you need some help, do it. If you don't need, fine. Yeah. What do you need? Yeah. By the way, tea was invented by an Indian monk, Bodhidharma. Okay. So tea is not anti-meditation. You know the story. It seems Bodhidharma, when he went to the Shaolin temple, he would try and sit and meditate. And the Shaolin temple out north is cold compared to, he came from Kanchipuram. Okay. He was from Kanchipuram. He was the 3rd son or something like that of the king there. So, Kanchipuram is nice, warm, luxuriant. There are only three seasons there. Hot, hotter, hottest. Yeah. Though they like to pretend, Margari, that is December 15th, it's cold. They like to pretend it is cold. Okay. Anyway, he was from there. And he went to Shaolin up north. Shaolin temple is in north, southern China, the other side of the Himalayas. It was pretty cold. So when he was meditating, he used to doze off because you put a blanket and sit and doze. So he got so bugged, it seems he tore off his eyelids and threw it on the ground. Story, eh? Now how can I sleep? Eyes are awake, na? Stimulus is there. And people found a plant growing there where the eyelids fell. So they started brewing the leaves, which are all shaped like eyelids, brewing those leaves and having the concoction. That was the first tea. I think a most likely explanation was he carried some tea leaves from here to China. He must have been a tea lover, okay? And Bodhidharma is supposed to have been the person who introduced martial arts into Shaolin as a way of discipline of mastering the mind. Because his background was martial arts. That also works. Yeah. So, do what it requires. First, ensure that you get minimum 6 hours of sleep in the night. That's important. That's important. There are some modern yogis who will say, oh, you can do with 4.5 hours sleep, follow my technique, etc. Yes, there are techniques by which you can do with less sleep, but they are supposed to be used sparingly. If you have a project on hand, etc., then use these techniques to stay awake. Don't make that your lifestyle. That's not healthy. It's not healthy for your system. And then the same guy will say, in 6 months, aged 20 years. Why did that happen? Because you are doing things which are unhealthy. Yeah, you are doing things which are unhealthy. So stop that. Stop that. So do what it takes. First, ensure that you get that sleep, minimum 6 hours. If you get more than 8 hours, also you will feel sleepy because your mind is in the sleepy zone. Tamas becomes predominant. Then choose a time when you are less sleepy. And so you have decided, tomorrow I will get up at Brahma Muhurta to meditate. 4 o'clock in the morning. And what time do you normally get up? 8 o'clock. Guaranteed you will sleep. Because if every day you have been getting up at 8 o'clock, your peak time of sleep is in the morning. Be more pragmatic. Be more pragmatic. Choose a time when you are alert. Choose a time when you are alert and fine. Yeah. It's only when you do certain forms of energy work, etc., this type of, choosing particular time, etc., becomes important. Like if you are doing some energy work, then Brahma Muhurta is good. Those of us who are into a lot of energy work, we use the Chaturthi Sandhya also, 12 o'clock in the night. Yeah. But that's not meant for Vedanta, it's meant for other things. Okay, Vedanta, you pick out time when you are alert and find this thing. Okay. Just ensure that between 1 and 3 you are fast asleep. Or you are a great yogi and you are in total Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Only 2 states are allowed during 1 and 3 in the night. Total sleep, asleep, deep sleep, or Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Why? Because the nature works at that time, sends you the maximum energy for you to lead a healthy life. That's why youngsters keeping awake between, and going to sleep at 3 o'clock in the morning and things like that, they get all sorts of hormonal issues. Because nature's healing is not happening. So otherwise, wind up everything and go to sleep. So all meditation before and after that. Okay. Complete all the meditation before or after 3. Before 1 in the night and after 3 in the morning. Choose whatever time works for you. For Vedanta meditation, time doesn't matter. Mid-morning is also fine. Evening is also fine. When you are alert and relaxed at the same time, that is the time to meditate. Okay. So if you need the aid of a cup of tea or something like that, please use it. Okay. I'd rather you have the tea and meditate rather than not have the tea and go to sleep. Okay, yeah. So, therefore, do what works, in other words. Do what works. If you want herbal, it doesn't matter. Herbal, sherbal, whatever, it doesn't matter. Use what works. Okay. Yeah. You can take herbal tea, I'll take my sherbal tree. Okay. Yeah. And do what works. So this is as far as sleep is concerned. Okay. And to train the mind to be quiet, at the same time alert. It takes some doing. I can keep talking about it endlessly, talking about various techniques, various this. I can go on. Endless. Nothing will work unless you do it. Nothing will work. Unless you actually do it. Only then it will work. Okay. So, what works? Yes, Sashi, what do you had?
With the TV at full blast, how were you able to meditate?
Because meditation is dependent on my mind, it is not dependent on the TV.
So noise will be coming.
It takes time and effort to do that, yes. Don't try that in the beginning. Nothing.
Cotton in your ear?
Nothing. I wish I had. Because of that, I am a bit hard of hearing myself. Don't be in yesterday's newspaper. Okay. So, don't try it in the beginning. Learn meditation to do it properly with keeping whatever you can control and in this thing. And then later on, you can try all these stunts, it will work. Okay. Yeah.
Swamiji, this
Yeah.
In meditation, no, it is a self-talk, na?
Nope.
So how do you mean? Is it you don't think anything, or you just focus on
One
Brahman,
second.
or how
So
do
what
you-
did I have I taught you all? First, Japat Dhyanam. Remember, relaxing your body, focusing on your breath, invoking Ishvara, to invoke the devotee out of you, then getting into Japat Dhyanam, quieten mind. It is here where sleep will come in, when that quieten mind. After that, Nididhyasanam, introduce the essence of the teaching into your mind. It is not self-talk. Self-talk is what you do when you are roaming around, when you are sitting around, or listening to a class. A lot of jabber goes on. That is different. Self-talk is entirely different. Yeah. Nididhyasanam is introducing the essence of the teaching. You are not having a discussion in your mind about what the Atma is. No, just the essence. I am that awareness, limitlessness. That's it. Yeah, introducing just one thought. After the mind has been quietened. If you are doing it before the mind has been quietened, you will get into a discussion. Self-talk will happen. So quieten the mind first. That's why we give Japa Dhyanam to quieten the mind. You can use any other technique also to quieten the mind, okay? I don't mind that. Okay. We have found that generally Japa Dhyanam is one of the easier techniques that people can use. Any other questions about sleep and meditation? Okay. All right. So one problem taken care of, hopefully. Taken care of means you know how to take care of it, you have to do it. Yeah. Remember one thing, certain things have to be done, certain things have to be known. I always say, by watching Zumba on the TV, you are not going to lose weight. Just because you watched it on the TV. You know all the moves. You can say first is this one, second, third, fourth, all that you can. But you are not going to lose weight because you are not doing it. Yeah. There used to be a TV serial called Prime Bodies, where they would show different form of exercising. And I used to always say that, by watching Prime Bodies, you won't get a prime body. You have to do, certain things have to be done, so do it. Okay, yeah. Then you will understand what is triggering off sleep in you, why is it happening, is it time based, is it what's happening the previous night, is it based on your diet? That can also happen. Too heavy a meal, high fat, high carb meals. Yeah. But you need carbs for having a meditative listening also. So eliminating carbs from your diet is not a healthy idea, though modern dietitians talk about it all the time. Okay. And the people who are the slimmest in the world as culturally, as a society, are all carb eaters. Japanese, Far East, Thailand, Chinese, they all slim. And they all eat a lot of carbs. Americans, they don't eat carbs, but they eat junk. What do you expect? You need carbs for brain function. Okay. All right. So even diet plays a role in it. How do you know what is it? You have to experiment with your body and see what helps, what doesn't help. For me personally, diet doesn't affect. Some blessing. I can eat anything and it'll be okay. Because sadhu life is like that. You don't get to choose your diet. You don't have fruits for breakfast and sprouts for lunch and all that type of stuff. You don't have. You're a sadhu. जो भिक्षा में मिला खाएगा. You don't have a choice of those things. How can you meditate without eating sprouts for breakfast? क्या खाया ब्रेकफास्ट में? पराठा खाया. अभी क्या कर रहा है? ध्यान करने को जा रहा है. After paratha you can meditate? Yeah. Why? It's here, not here. Are you getting the idea? Once you master the knack of being with yourself, you can meditate anywhere in any condition. Until then, do whatever helps. A lighter stomach helps. Therefore, yukta ahara viharasya. Again, 6th chapter. Buddha echoed it. No? Moderate eating, moderate amount of exercise. No, Swamiji, I do 3 hours in the gym every day. Why are you taxing your body so much? Unhealthy. Yeah. Some of these athletes, that's why you find 40s the guy is conked off, 50s is conked off. Why? Overloading his heart. It gives way after some time. Yeah. 3 hours every day is too much. If you're doing every day 45 minutes to 1 hour, that's enough. If it is heavy exercising. Moderate can be a little bit more than an hour. Light, maybe 1.5 hours. Okay. Yes, Ashi, you had asked something.
So I was thinking sometimes when I feel sleepy, I feel very good. Now my meditation is very good. I really am.
Really, maybe going to sleep in the name of meditating. Yeah, you have to be careful.
No, sir. I don't know, some japki I get, and then after that it is smooth.
Good. Yeah. So work out. That's why each body, each mind handles things differently. There is no one size fits all. But general guidelines are available.
Okay.
Yeah. There was one lady from Chennai whom I knew. She had two kids and she had 2 kids and she told me, Swamiji, the best time for meditation for me is at 2:30 in the afternoon. I said, why that odd time like that? He says, because all my work is over, the kids are at peace, everything is at peace. I find nothing disturbing me. I said, don't you feel sleepy? He says, no. It works for me at 2:30. I said, good. If it works for you, do it. And she's really a keen seeker, okay? It works. Rare, that time is rare for people, but in her case it worked. One of the ideas of practicing meditation is to get a contemplative mind wherever you are. Your mind is contemplating, calm, peaceful, thinking of course, thinking of what has to be done and everything, but calm and peaceful. More important than the contemplation is to get a contemplative mind. So you meditate, you will get a meditative disposition. You pray so that you will get a prayerful attitude in life. Prayer is an action that you do. The result will be a prayerful attitude. You are a bhakta. Bhakta doesn't mean you're sitting and singing bhajans morning, afternoon, evening. No. It's like Hanumanji. Yesterday was Hanuman Jayanti, no? Bhakta. What type of bhakta? What has to be done? Tell me. It will be done. Yeah. Get things done. Very popular figure used in management. Why? Exceeding expectations. He was asked to find out where Sita was and come back. And what all he did? He found Sita, gave the message to Ravana, struck fear in the heart of all the Rakshasas, destroyed half the fortifications of Lanka, and then came back. This is called exceeding expectations, isn't it, in management? But bhakta, bhakta, ye kya hai? Because we are in our mind classifying, categorizing. Bhakti is bhajan singing. No. Bhakti is a prayerful attitude in life. Similarly, meditation, you get a contemplative attitude in life. You are calm and peaceful. You are non-reactive. You learn to handle the reactive mind. So how do you get a non-reactive mind? It starts with karma yoga. It starts with your value base. It starts with prayer and prayer. You are prayerful. There is an acceptance. If there is an acceptance, there is no reaction. There is only action. So all these prayer, meditation, etc. are meant to give you that. Don't lose sight of that. Don't lose sight of that. Yoga is meant to give you an awareful, deliberate life. Yeah. Why? That's why they put you in a difficult post and say, now observe. Kya observing? My body is twisted up. One side is stretched, another side is compressed. Observe, observe. Meaning to get your mind calm and peaceful in a difficult position. Relieved. No, other side. One side is bad enough, you want me to do other side also. What is all that? To be able to witness. That is the start of meditation. Witnessing is beginning of meditation. Acceptance. Being comfortable in uncomfortable situations. Then they'll call it Sukhasan. I find Sukhasan is also Dukhasan only. Mushkil hai aisa baithne ko. Forget Padmasan and all, I could never go into Padmasan. Siddhasan was possible. Padmasan was never possible. What I am trying to say is, all this, you are laying the foundation of a contemplative mind. At each level, you are laying the foundation of a contemplative mind. And once you have the contemplative mind, you can meditate in a train journey, up and down. Why? Inside, not outside. Yeah. किधर भी हो सकता है. Not a problem. Okay. All right. Then, the second obstacle. Okay. Akhanda vastu anavalambanena chitta vrittehe anya avalambanam vikshepaha. Second is vikshepaha. What is vikshepaha? Again, without being able to focus or absorb your mind in the reality, your mind is going to all other things. Vikshepa. Naturally, if you have been doing meditation, after 3 hours of TV watching, when you close your eyes, what is going to come? You will see all snakes there. Not from Nagaloka. You are not having any Nagaloka experience. You have seen anaconda on the TV. Anaconda 1, 2, 3, binge watch the whole thing. What will you see in meditation? You filled with mind is unnecessary nonsense. All that will come out. No? In fact, let it come out. In meditation, give some time. Just quiet, sit down. That's why we talk about quietening the mind. Right? Let all the junk come out. Yeah. Too much of stuff is filled up inside. So, mind going here and there. That is why we use techniques like watching your breath, japa dhyanam, etc., to get the mind back. Japa dhyanam is very good because what is vikshepa? Vikshepa is a mind running here and there just by sheer association. You are sitting down, quite enough. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Where is Shivarama Krishnan? Now, what is the connection between Shivarama Krishnan and Om Namah Shivaya? Just the word Shiva is coming both ways, isn't it? Yeah. Hare Shiva Gangadhari. Yeah, Ganga is so beautiful. I remember 2 years back when I went to Rishikesh. Another line. Shiva Sarpadari. Oh, then all anaconda comes into the picture. So anything can trigger off. Any thought can trigger off any other thought. My teacher used to call it coconut tree meditation. Coconut tree thinking. You know what is coconut tree thinking? If you have ever been to South, even Goa it is there, but Kerala has lots of it. There are huge coconut plantations. And you need to harvest at least 10 times a year the coconuts. So the guy will go up a tree. Okay? They have their own techniques of climbing the tree because there are no branches on the coconut tree to climb, Yeah. So you have to use your body weight, counter it with, use your body weight to lock your legs in and climb. They are very beautiful techniques. Yeah. They use a ring of rope to lock the legs in. A beautiful system. Anyway, he goes up one tree and then you won't see him coming down. For 2 hours he is moving tree top to tree top. Why? It's a tall tree. He will sway the tree and catch hold of the next tree and swing from one tree to the other tree. Harvest there, next tree, because they are all planted in rows. So after 2 hours he is down. That's the area all the coconuts have been harvested. We do the same thing in our thinking. Between one thought and another thought, there is a gap of silence. But we never come down to the ground of silence. We are moving from thought to thought to thought to thought. Pakamaram meditation. Coconut tree thinking. Rooftop to rooftop. One thought, another thought, third thought, fourth thought. What about the silence in between? Unaware. Between any two thoughts, there is an ocean of silence. Between Shiva and Shiva Ramakrishnan, there is an ocean of silence. But you are not taking a dip in the ocean, you are moving on the coconut palm tree tops. You are moving from one thought to another thought to another thought. Come down to ground reality. That is why we use Japa Dhyanam. That's why this Japa Dhyanam is very great for that. Why? Om Namah Shivaya, silence. Then Om Namah Shivaya, silence. Shiva Ramakrishnan, silence after that. I have to come back to silence. Om Namah Shivaya. Yeah, it helps. It helps. Or using a mala is also meant for that. Because with the mala, you associate, okay, you have to be alert for this. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Mind goes to other than Om Namah Shivaya, this will stop. When this stops, the friction is not there. That's why you use beads which have a certain friction, like Rudraksha, etc. It's got a lot of friction. If you are using crystal, it is a cut crystal, so again there is friction. So that friction will make your mind there, mala has stopped. So get back to the japa. One way. Of course, the human mind is great. at making even that mechanical. Yeah, human mind can make anything mechanical. That's why Kabir said that, no? Mala to karme fire, jeeb fire mukh mahi, manava to chahod se fire, yeh to sumaran nahi. Yeah. Mala is moving on the hand, tongue is repeating the names, mind is going all over. This is not remembering the Lord. Because the human mind can make anything mechanical. That is why if you have to live a life of contemplation free from vikshepa, you have to live a deliberate, alert life, not a mechanical life. How many of you get into the lift and then think, did I lock the door properly? Why? Because when you lock the door, you are not alert enough. If you are alert enough, you know you locked it.
So I have two questions.
Shoot.
Is it possible to be alert 24/7? Number two, sir, this Pak Maram is coconut.
Yeah. Palm trees, yeah. See, 24/7 you cannot be alert. You know why? Minimum 6 hours you are sleeping.
Okay, why that?
So you're waking hours, number one. But if you are doing martial arts, advanced level, or if you are going through a commando training, etc., we have alert sleeping also.
Oh,
Yeah. Like we learn to sleep on the branch of a tree. You have to be very alert, otherwise you will find yourself on the ground. So you have to learn how to sleep alertly. You know, one of my friends, Christopher, was learning martial arts from a monk, okay, from a Lama, Tibetan Lama. And the Tibetan Lama had the ways of testing his students. He was staying in Kalyan, and my friend was staying in Andheri. Imagine Andheri, Kalyan, those days to travel was not easy. No. Andheri, Dadar, Kalyan. So sometimes the class will get over at 9 o'clock in the evening. And then the monk will say, Christy boy, tomorrow class 6 o'clock morning. I mean, 9 o'clock the class has got over at Kalyan. Where is he going to come back to Andheri and go back by 6 o'clock in the morning? So that is the monk's way of testing how will he handle it. And this guy was smart. He would come to the station, have a wash in the cloakroom there, Kalyan station. Kalyan is a junction. Go to the cloakroom, have a wash, then drink a whole glass of Ganne ka juice because no money. He was a student at that time. So whatever little pocket money he had, drink Ganne ka juice, energy, sleep on the platform. In one of the benches, he would go to sleep. Next morning, 6 o'clock, he is ready for the class. So 2 days the monk saw it. He says, how is he managing it? So he followed him. The monk followed my friend. And he found he is doing this at the station. He says, Christy boy, this is no place to sleep for you. Come. So he thought, Arey, abhi to Buddha ko thoda daya aaya. He's got some compassion. He's going to take me home. And true enough, the monk took him home. And then took him to the backyard, where there are 2 ropes parallel. Christy boy, your bed, sleep. 2 thick ropes parallel. You're supposed to sleep there. How do you sleep? So took out his shirt, tied it between the 2 ropes for his head, put his hands both sides, and this teaches you how to be alert even while you are sleeping. I'll tell you something, I am a little bit hard of hearing, but any unusual noise when I am asleep, any noise which may sound a bit threatening, I am awake. Even though when my intercom rings, I may not hear it because I am sleeping in the other room. But any unusual noise or anything, I will wake up. Why? Because you trained your body and mind to be that. So that is, of course, you don't need that level of alertness. But at least in your life, sleep properly on a bed, okay? Comfortable, fan, AC, whatever. Please do. Because otherwise, if you try to sleep like this, you have a problem. Okay. But when you are living, when you are doing something, be conscious, awareful. No? That you can be. Deliberate, awareful. So when you are alert and awareful like that, in that manner, you will be alert to your meditative process also, to your thinking process. Even when you meet a friend in chat, you're just meeting up here. You're not meeting for a great discussion. You don't have a topic for discussion when you meet a friend, do you? Just chatting. Come back home and try to follow the conversation. What did he say? What did he say? What did he say? You'll develop your alertness even when you're chatting with a friend. Chatting with a friend is a relaxed activity, and it must be a relaxed activity. But do you follow? That means your mind was alert, relaxed but alert. It was relaxed but alert. If you are living like this, you are less mechanical. And if you are less mechanical, you will bring that mind, the non-reactive, non-mechanical mind into contemplation. Your disturbances will be less. Then some japa, dhyanam, etc. will be enough to get into the silence that you are. Making sense what I am saying?
Right.
This is what you need to do. Okay. So meditation is a committed activity. Your whole life is involved in it. Not half an hour morning, evening, or 10 minutes morning, evening. No. You contemplating. The contemplative mind, a non-reactive mind, the proactive mind, the alert mind, the deliberate mind. That is why practice of yoga asanas is not like going for a jog. No? Going for a jog, you are only alert to the traffic if you are jogging on the roads. But yoga asana is not like that. You have to be alert to everything. No? Where your hand is, where your leg is, which your toes are, where are you pointing your toes, where are you pointing your fingers, where are you looking. Yeah. All that, why? Because it's making you alert, awareful. Or kya? So you find classical practices are like that. Yeah. Okay. Any questions on Vikshepa or it's fine? थोड़ा कर लो फिर आ जाएगा questions automatically. Okay. Then after Vikshepa, what is the next problem that can come up? It's called Kashaya. What is Kashaya here? Laya Vikshepa. Huh? Beg your pardon?
I have one question here.
Shoot.
So you are talking about being aware of whatever you are doing.
Yeah.
For example, let us say I am reading a book.
Yeah.
And sometimes like I can do it with awareness.
Yeah.
And sometimes it happens I'm so engrossed in the subject that I completely forget about my surroundings and everything.
That's okay.
So which one are
That's okay. That much is all right. That is because you are lost in the focus of it. That's all.
I see.
Your focus has been very good. So that's fine. That's acceptable. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Says Laya Vikshe. Yeah. Any other question?
Swamiji, I have a question. So these four obstacles which are explained here are only while doing meditation, because this distraction can be to any activity, you know.
Yeah, it can happen to anyone, but here since it is meditation, we are handling it from the point of view of meditation. These disturbances can be okay, can be there when you are talking with a friend. You can be thinking of other things.
Yeah, I'm talking about disturbance in the sense some unresolved issue, or there are some past plans.
Yeah, anything can happen.
Etc. Can they come up
It can happen because these are the things that will come up in meditation. We are talking about it from the standpoint of meditation. But in your life also it is true, no? Yeah. In your life also it is true. It can come up. You are talking to your partner and you are thinking of everything else. Typical husband reading the paper in the morning and his wife is talking, So after 5 minutes the wife says, you can stop saying, I stopped speaking 5 minutes back. So it can happen. If I tell you the stories of what I have seen, वो सब recording में आएगा गड़बड़ हो जाएगा. So I am not telling some of the stories where vikshepa etc. how it comes up, mechanical thinking how it comes up. Okay, in what all situations. Yeah, maybe when we meet live I will say that. Okay, when I am not recording. Okay. Then laya vikshepa abhavepi chittara vrittehe ragadi vasanaya sabdi bhavad akhanda vastu anavalambanam kashaya. What is this third obstacle called kashaya? Very nicely is put it. Laya vikshepa abhavepi. There is no laya or vikshepa present. That means your mind is not going into sleep. It is not disturbed by other thoughts. Then what happens? But chitta vrittehe, your mind, ragadi vasanaya, because of the impressions of ragadi, raga, dvesha, etc., stabdi bhavad, your mind is dulled, and akhanda vasu alavambranam. When you meditate, you will find, oh, I am trying to get in that silence, awareness that I am. No laya, no vikshepa. Okay. But what happens? What happens? Kuch nahi. Nothing is happening. There is no depth to that silence. You are not able to focus that mind or resolve that mind into the silence that you are. Sa kashayam vijaniyat. Now what do you do here? This indicates there are certain unresolved subconscious issues. Raga, dvesha, hurt, pain, guilt, adipadas, all this is covered. Hurt, pain, guilt, desires. All this thing can happen. That you are pushed into the subconscious. Including abuse you may have experienced as a child, etc. All that, a lot of things I have pushed into the subconscious mind or the unconscious. From the subconscious into the unconscious mind, I have pushed a lot of stuff. So what do? I wait. In that quietened mind, I wait. No laya, no vikshepa. I am silent. But there is no depth to that silence. I wait. I wait with the sense of acceptance. Not worry, why is it not happening? No? Accept. आज ऐसे ही है, ऐसे रहने दो. Wait. Whatever is in the subconscious will be thrown up because your conscious mind has been quietened. The subconscious mind will throw up. It may throw up things which you feel ashamed of, which you feel guilty of, which you may feel like laughing at. Doesn't matter. It will throw up. All that you have pushed into the subconscious will come up. You may feel embarrassed about certain things. You may feel guilty. You may feel old pain. Let it be. Let it come up. Have its dance and go. Just witness. Just witness it. Most of the time that is enough. Sometimes that may not be enough because the unresolved issue is pretty serious. Then you will deal with it like any other unresolved issue. Talk to your teacher. Talk to a counselor. Talk to a friend. Whatever way you need to resolve it, but you need to resolve it. What is there in the subconscious? I don't know. You don't know. Years ago, there was a newspaper story of how two Sri Lankan monks decided to spend a month of meditation. Whole day they will only meditate. And after 15 days, they committed suicide. Not because meditation is different. Certain unresolved things may have come up. They may have to confront something which they felt too guilty about, couldn't handle. There is a beautiful Indo-Tibetan movie called Samsara. Have you seen that? I suggested that once before when I was doing this Vedanta Paribhasha first time. Vedanta Sara first time. It's an Indo-Tibetan movie. I'm sure it will be available on net, whatever. It is called Samsara. It's a beautiful story of this Buddhist monk who was in Samadhi for some 3 months or something. 3 months, 3 days, 3 hours, something like that, the calculation was there. He was in Samadhi and in a cave. Then the others go when the time has come for him to come out, go slowly wake him up because he needs help to stretch his legs, because all sitting in cross-leg position for 3 months. You sit for 3 hours, then you know what happens when you try to get up. This 3 months he has been frozen in that position. So he slowly gets up, all that. No, sorry, 2 years. 2 years, 3 months he has been frozen in that position. And he gets up and he comes to a monastery. He is fed with some badam powder and some honey in it. Because first meal he is taking. He has not eaten anything. The digestive system, etc., is closed down. So it will be slowly stimulated. So all that happens. And then he finds lot of sexual urges are coming up in him. Lot of sexual desires. After that he is trying to meditate, all sexual desires only are coming up. Sexual imagery is coming up. Then he goes to the head monk and says, this is the issue. So the head monk gives him some pratipaksha bhavana, etc. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. Then he says, Buddha came to become a monk at the age of 32. 32 years he had normal life. I came here when I was 5-year-old. I have not had normal life. That is true. I am against kids joining the ashram. I am against teenagers joining an ashram. You have to live life. So all these desires which have been suppressed all these years are coming up now. Now what to do? How do you handle it? Are you getting what I am trying to say? What is there in your subconscious will be thrown up. Have a sense of compassionate understanding, compassionate acceptance. It's okay. I never thought I was like this. Doesn't matter. You're human. I never thought I had so much of anger against my parents. Welcome to the gang. You suddenly realized certain things. It came up. My God, how can I have such desires? You're human. Only human being can have desires. An animal cannot have a desire. You have Ichha Shakti. It's a gift by the Lord. Because of some socio-cultural conditionings or religious conditionings, you kept it suppressed. Now it's coming up, you have to deal with it. How do you deal with it? It will depend on what is the problem inside. There is no general rule. General rule is speak to your friend, speak to your counselor, speak to your guru, whatever. That's general rule. You need help sometimes. Sometimes you can handle it on your own. If you can handle it on your own, great, handle it. If you can't handle it on your own, be smart and seek help. Do it. Swamiji, everyone will have? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Someone may have some minor things. Those minor things are taken care of in your dreams. You get all funny dreams, no? Those dreams, all these things are taken care of. Minor things are taken care of. Dream is actually a mental vomiting, clearing up all the nonsense from your mind. That is why if you take a sleeping tablet and go to sleep, your sleep is drugged. You don't feel fresh when you get up. Because this mental clearance has not happened. No, don't come and tell me, Swamiji, I never dream. You don't remember it, that's all. Everyone dreams. REM sleep is part of the game. So, dream is mental clearance. So, minor things are cleared up there. Only if there are one or two major things. Sometimes past life issues can come up. That can also come up at this time. Because that's also a Kashaya, and something in your past life is bogging you down. Some memory. Remember, it's only a memory. Karma, anyway, you are going to face it. Karma phalam is there. Karma phalam is there. You are going to face it anyway. That's not a problem. But memories can bog you down. So that memory surfaces. So whatever it is, deal with it as it has to be dealt with. Making sense, or there are questions? Who said psychotherapy?
Swamiji,
Yeah.
what is the meaning of vasana?
Vasana is the impressions left in your mind. In vernacular, in our local languages, Hindi, etc., vasana is generally meant only for sexual desire. No. Vasana is any impression that is there in your mind because of some repeated action or repeated thought pattern. Fantasizing, etc., can also create a certain samskara, a vasana. Yeah. Any impressions, latent impressions. And we all have it now. How many experiences we had, Baba? I mean, if I ask a simple question, what do you prefer, tea or coffee? Some will say tea, some will say coffee. Some will say neither. And the person who says neither generally will be a yoga teacher. Okay. Whatever. Where has that come from? Your preference? Vasana. So all vasanas are not a problem. All samskaras are not a problem. What is the problem? You like tea or you like coffee? Problem kya hai? There is no problem. In these type of, there is no problem. The problem is in meditation, it is preventing you from going in depth into what you are. So you know there is something holding you back. There is too much of junk stuffed into the subconscious. You need that inner clearance. So you wait. Now you waited, nothing came out. Wait some more. Tomorrow try it again. No, next day it was very good. Good. Maybe the waiting was enough. Yeah, that is true, but this week it has come back. Wait. You can't hurry up the process. You can't hurry up the process. It takes its own time. And give it that time. Give it that time to process everything.
Also, these vasanas can be cleared out. If they don't clear
The problematic ones you have to be cleared. The non-problematic ones, let it be there. Why are you wasting your time on it? Like tea or coffee. Why are you wasting your time on it? कुछ फर्क पड़ा लाइफ में? Sometimes I like tea, sometimes I like coffee. Sometimes I like lime juice. अभी क्या फर्क पड़ा? I mean, it doesn't matter. It's not that every samskara, everything has to be cleared. All karmas in the mind has to be cleared. That's all nonsense. Your moksha is by jnanam, not by karmakshaya. Not by moving all these karmic impressions. And then you have had probably 1,000,000 lives. So 1,000,000 lives ka impressions you are going to sit down and clear out. One lifetime is not enough, 100 lifetimes are not enough. Only ones which is bogging you down. Any impression that is bogging you down, the mind will throw it up. That lack of depth in your meditation is an indication your mind is seeking help. Your mind is seeking attention. Give it that attention. Give it that attention. Then the mind will tell you what it wants. And whatever comes up, the good, the bad, the ugly, it doesn't matter. It's all over and done with in your life, no? It's only memories, no? It's only memory. Yeah, but the desire is coming up strong. So we'll tackle it. Any desire can be handled. What's the big deal? Any pain can be handled. What's the big deal? Any guilt, there is a prayaschitta available. What's the big deal? What are you so worried about? Let it come up. Yeah, you can always do something about it. Accept it. The good, the bad, the ugly is all here only. There is a movie like that, The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, with Clint Eastwood, Lee Van Cleef, and Tommy Elias. Yeah, it's all inside. इधर ही है सब कुछ. What is that Kabir Doha? बुरा तो देखने में चला. There's something like that.
देखा कोई
हाँ.
जो मैं देखा मुझसे बुरा ना कोई.
मुझसे बुरा ना कोई. But that's also a little judgmental. मुझसे बुरा ना कोई. If you can say it and laugh it, you are fine. Yeah.
But we say it is humility.
For humility, it is fine. Yeah. Because it's there, take care of it. Don't say मुझसे बुरा ना कोई and own it up and feel good. Because self-acceptance, it's all about body positivity. So if I am fat, you can't call me fat, You can't say I am fat. It's all have to be body positive. I am only big. Hey, you are unhealthy, you are obese, okay? Lose some weight for the sake of your health, not for the sake of appearance. Don't be politically correct and say, no, body positivity. I will accept. I will put on 10 more kilos. Hey, nonsense. That type of body positivity is nonsense. It's unhealthy. So similarly, don't say, मुझसे बुरा ना कोई. Whatever is there, tackle it, take care of it, so that you are free from it. Clear? Think about it. I am sure next class there will be questions. Then the last one. This is beautiful. Many students fall for this. Akhanda vastu avalambane api chitta vrittehe savikalpa ananda aswadanam rasaswadaha. What happens? Okay, or samadhi arambha samaye savikalpa ananda swadanam. They both mean the same thing. Your mind has not gone into the akhanda vastu. Your mind is not resolved there. But your mind is in savikalpa. It has come close. Savikalpa samadhi. In between you are getting that. And when you get that, you start enjoying the ananda there. Swamiji had such a nice experience yesterday. My meditation was so blissful. And I look at them and say, you are blissfully ignorant. Why? You are converting the ananda that you are into an experience. I am ananda, not I am experiencing ananda. If you are experiencing ananda, you are a samsari. You are not supposed to be experiencing ananda. Maja aaya, it's very good. I am successful. Ananda is your swarupa. It is not an experience. The moment you say it's an experience, what happens is there is a subject-object relationship coming in. You have become an experience hunter. Others are looking for ananda outside, you are looking for ananda inside. One good thing is you are not disturbing somebody else. Other than that, nothing. I know in Chembur there is a huge group of yoga teachers. The lady who runs it calls herself Yoga Tycoon. then you can imagine what type of yoga teachers are there. This way I meet them, Swamiji, my sadhana is successful. Yesterday meditation was so blissful. All the characters are gone. I said, in loko kabhi. I took a 10-day session for them on the Yoga Sutras, trying to put some sense into their heads. But lagta nahi kuch gaya andar. Because so they're so busy being blissful, That's not how it works. That's not how it works. You have to have a sense of objectivity with respect to that experience and go back into being Ananda, not becoming Ananda. Being Ananda, not experiencing Ananda. Bring back all the teaching there. Nissango bhavet, he says. He'll say that later when he's summing up all the four in one verse. He says, Nissangoha bhavet. Be unattached to that Ananda that you're experiencing. Because we are not after an experience of Ananda. We want to discover ourselves as Ananda. Experiencing Ananda, what is the big difference? Somebody goes out for a holiday to experience Ananda. You are going inside to experience Ananda. Somebody is becoming spiritual to become Ananda. But what is the difference between the three? You can come and tell me. Swamiji, this doesn't cost anything. Yeah. So that brings the second samsaritva minute. Yeah. Can't even spend for a small holiday. So, 4 major obstacles, major categories, 4 major categories of obstacles.
Maharaj, one question here.
Yeah.
So you are saying like being Ananda. So that being an Ananda, I'm always that Ananda. Whether I experience it or not experience it. It's at the knowledge level. Is that correct?
Yeah. You are always Ananda once you know it. Once you know it and you are rooted in that knowledge. I'll come to that. He says later on, wherever the mind goes, the mind is in samadhi. Yeah, we will say that. I will explain that part of it. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. Remind me next class if I don't say it, okay? Yeah.
Okay.
So this is the whole thing about the practice of Nididhyasana. Remember, samadhi practice we are taking from the standpoint of Nididhyasana. Okay. So every moment of Nididhyasana is that akhanda akara vritti in your mind. That vritti of recognition. That's why another term for it is jnana abhyasa, repeating the knowledge. Repeating the knowledge. So no new knowledge is gained, but you are enforcing, you are strengthening the knowledge that you already have. You are owning up the knowledge you already have. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
one question is, so let us say someone doesn't own up that knowledge, doesn't practice Nididhyasana. So what's the problem?
You can't. The whole idea of practicing Nididhyasana is to own up the knowledge. You can say it has not yet happened. I am not yet comfortable with it. That can happen. So you need some more. You need some more. That's all. It is in very simple terms. What Swami Chinmayanji used to say. What has gone in through the ears should sink into the heart. Otherwise, it will leak from the mouth. As simple as that. So before it comes in your mouth, it should have gone into your heart. That after that, when it is coming out of you, this thing, it becomes teaching. It doesn't become Vedanta gossip. Yeah. So good place to stop. Yeah, Sashi, tell me.
So between the Mithya also, there are gradations.
Huh? Nishtha?
No, sir. In Mithya,
In
there are
Mithya.
gradations.
Okay.
In Mithya, there are gradations.
Okay.
that when we reach that stage where I am experiencing Ananda, Akhandakar Vritti has not come.
No.
But won't it be slightly higher than
Nope. Don't fall for that trap to think that if I am experiencing Ananda, my meditation is successful. You are still within the same samsara only. If you fall for that trap, then every time you meditate, you look to experience Ananda and you will get stuck there only. And then when you don't get that Ananda sometimes, when actually you are rooted better, you will say this is not good enough. Big problem.
and there's one more question.
Yeah.
This sanskara and vasana, are they same?
Almost the same. Both are results of impressions of actions or thought patterns. Yeah. You're following, making a certain groove in the mind, to go into those lines. So all samskaras are not bad. There are good samskaras also.
Yeah.
You create a samskara for being cheerful. You create a samskara for being regular in your exercise, in your study, etc. They are good samskaras. Please don't try to eliminate that from your mind. Yeah. In fact, there are rituals to have certain samskaras in a growing child. 16 samskaras we talk about, 32 samskaras we talk about in the Hindu way of life. Yeah. Shodasa samskaras, etc. We talk about all that. Yeah. That's to create a positivity in your life.
Swamiji, I have a question.
Yeah.
To what Shashi is saying, so the Sattvic Ananda, once it's up your mind, then you get deluded by it and you think that this is also that's like a very subtle thing, no? Because as far as I remember, I think Shri Krishna has also said, no, in
Yeah.
Bhagavad Gita, chapter 14, that you don't
Sukhe
get,
sanjayati.
so then how to so that's only done by cognition.
Yeah.
There is no other
Asangatvam.
way to.
Asangatvam. By asangatvam, yeah. Objectivity. A little bit putting space between that experience and yourself. Cognitively, you bring in that
enjoy
distance.
it, but
Yeah?
you enjoy it, but at the same time
You don't enjoy it. In meditation, if you are getting,
aware.
in meditation, if you are getting all this, this rasaswadam, I'm enjoying it, don't enjoy. Drop it. You cannot enjoy it and say, I'm retired. Nahi hota udhar meditation. It is too subtle. It is too subtle. In life, you can say that. I'm enjoying an ice cream, at the same time, I am independent of it. There it will happen, but not here. Not here. A natural cheerfulness may come in you, that's a different thing. That's a natural cheerfulness. But not, meditation, बहुत मजा आया. Okay. At the same time, I am independent of it. What? You are going into it more and more. You are deluding yourself there. And if you can do that, that means, yeah, we become bhogis, that is true. And we are deluding yourself. And if you are at a stage when you can do that, you don't need meditation anymore. That will come after years of meditation. Okay. For an ordinary human being from Bombay or from any of the cities in India, this will all happen. Yeah. Not that villages will be separate, it is the same. ये तो कली की प्रभाव है, ऐसे होएगा. Do it for 1 week and then come back with your questions. Okay. Good place to stop. Om